My student Chad landed a $2,500 a month copywriting client at 16 years old, just 14 days into my coaching program. So I thought it'd be crazy to bring him on and to actually see exactly what he did to land this dream client so that you can copy him and do the same. So we're going to cover literally everything. So how he found this client, we're going to go over exactly what he sent to actually land this client, and then how he actually fulfilled his services and help make this client an extra $50,000 in revenue just 1 month after working with him using his copy. So without further ado, this is going to get juicy. So thanks Chad, for coming on, and let's dive in. Chad, my man, how's it going?
Hello, KJ. How have you been?
Yes, sir. Doing well. Welcome to the channel, man. But yeah, guys, if you don't know, this is Chad. He's one of my OG students in Copy Lead, and I just wanted to bring him on today because his story is insane. I think it can inspire a lot of y'all. And how old were you when you joined the program?
I think I was 16 when I joined. Actually,
Six,
no, I must have been 17, just barely 17.
just turned 17 years old, and you're a senior in high school or junior?
Yeah, senior in high school, which is crazy.
Senior in high school, and he literally set the record. He landed a $2,500 a month client in what, 14 days?
13 days, baby.
13 days?
Yeah. Am I still on top? Am
Yeah,
I still
dude.
the
No one's
fastest
landed.
in this group?
People have landed like smaller clients, but nothing like a 4-figure monthly retainer. Like that's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, dude.
But no, man, I wanted to bring you on because a lot of people were in your situation that you were in, got into copywriting, young age, saw the value in it, and you're where they want to be now. So I think it's really cool to kind of talk about your story and how it happened. And yeah, just people to know Chad, because you're an amazing dude, bro. I can't wait to have an interview with you. But so first question I got for you is, why copywriting? Like, how the heck did you get into this in the first place?
Yeah, so I've always been interested in like making money online. I mean, one of my favorite YouTube channels is like Daniel Inskeep, who there's all over the place, doing like drop shipping, trading, all sorts of stuff, just starting up random little businesses. And I was like, yeah, man, I had a job at the time, like just working in fast food, kind of boring. It was with friends, but literally if it wasn't with friends, it would be torture, dude.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I gotta actually like put my pedal to the metal, get going on something. And so I saw your channel about copywriting, and I've always been a great writer. Like I've been reading since like I think I was like 18 months old, something like that. I learned sign language really young, which was sick. Always just language and like communication always been my thing, and writing especially has been sick. And so saw your channel, and I was like, I forget which video it was. It must have been, goodness, I don't exactly know, but one of the videos, and I was just like, holy dude. I showed it to my brother. You met my brother once, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, he literally was like, dude, you have to do that. I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I think it was like your sales page video. No, it was the email template video, the 5 email template video. That's what it was, that exact video. I was like, all right, if this dude can write emails for a living, like
This idiot.
what am I doing?
For
So
sure.
you were doing like the free consulting calls for a minute, just to kind of like
Mhm.
interview people and get them through. And we were on that interview, and you had just signed Matthew, and you made that video about finding your like dream person. I was like, I literally was like, okay, he is talking about me right now. I scheduled a call immediately. I was just like, all right, what do I do? Because at the time I'd kind of already, I mean, not talked with Connor about or Connor's my client for the YouTube channel. I kind of talked with him about just helping him out for free, kind of like what you were doing, but I was kind of just testing out his stuff. And then when I got into copywriting, I was like, man, he could really use some of this. So I kind of like got your help with the email stuff. I was like, dude, I have no clue what I'm doing. You gotta help me out. And so you clutched up with the emails.
Nice.
The first email I sent, literally so bad. That's because I didn't have your help though. And then somehow got a decent response, and you're like, all right, bro, we gotta clutch up. And we did, we got it.
Were you even into copywriting before my channel, or like
No, not at all. Literally, no.
you found copywriting from my channel? My like
Yeah,
like
I learned it. I remember because I
that's
journaled about
amazing.
it. It was January 1st was like when I first
Wow.
was really like, all right, this is what I'm doing. It was literally like New Year's resolution type thing.
Yeah, I didn't
And
even
then
know
I've been
that.
journaling every day since then.
That
But
is
yeah, dude,
sick.
it was crazy.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I mean, that was my next question, is like, how did you find me? But you found me before copywriting. So wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
you touched on it a little bit, but obviously the coaching program isn't for everybody. But like, what made you want to join Copy Leak? What was the kind of the motivation behind it?
Really, I just had no clue what I was doing. Like, I just felt like I was throwing darts at a dartboard in the dark. Like I literally had no clue what I was doing. And I was like, all right, KJ's done this before. KJ's know what's going on, so I gotta kind of hop in there. And it was really nice because that literally is what it's about, is figuring out how to land clients and how to keep them, essentially, you
Yeah.
know. And it works. It works.
Feel like there's a lot of people that teach programs for how to get clients and whatnot, but if you can't keep them,
Mhm.
that's where the money's at. Like
Yeah,
that's how you get more and
exactly.
more clients, is by doing a great job. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. But were there any, this is kind of for the guys who are watching this, like were there any false beliefs you had to overcome, like around copywriting or around joining the program? Like what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was kind of like I thought I had to have everything figured out before I jumped in, you know. But seriously, you just gotta start. You just gotta send the emails, send the outreach emails, and like, even if you feel like you have no clue what you're doing, you're always gonna feel like that. You're always gonna feel like you have no clue what you're doing, you know. But like when other people are like looking at my life, it's like, oh, he has everything figured out, you know. I don't have it like anything figured out, you know. And so you can't wait until you think you know what you're doing, because it's never going to feel like you know what you're doing, you know. And so kind of just take that leap, get going.
Sure, man. I mean, the quickest way to get rid of overthinking is just take action and
Mhm.
make a move. But and I'm so glad you made a move back then, because it's been awesome getting to know you and helping you on your journey. But
Yeah, dude.
no, man, you landed a $2,500 a month client, and just so people know, like you're still working with this guy, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a
Oh,
call last night with him, and then I got another one tonight, so
that's what
gonna
I'm
be
talking
chill.
about, bro. Like what we're teaching here is not just, oh, let me get some money in, do a bad job. Like you were still working with this guy.
Well, you saw my results like a
Yeah,
month after I started, 66%. His sales went up by 66% since I joined, which was insane, you
you
know?
literally went from
Like,
knowing nothing about copywriting, finding a random goober on YouTube, joining
mhm.
his like stupid program at that time. I didn't even have like courses at that time. Like, it was just bare bones. Giving me coaching, landing a 25 my client, and then making him like what? How much thousands of dollars was that?
It
60%?
was $100,000 a month, which is insane. Like he makes a lot of money.
Bro added like 50K in revenue. And
Yeah, literally, he went from 60,000 to 100,000 in a
wow,
month since I was there, which is
that's
insane.
impressive, bro.
I
That's
know,
crazy.
dude.
That goes to show
And
you.
it's literally just like a couple emails, knowing how to like talk to the customers and stuff. Like, it's not hard work, but it makes such a big impact. It's insane.
That's wild. And like how much, obviously you're working more when you first started with him, but when you first
Yeah.
started, even how much work was that like per week for you?
Yeah, when I first started, it was maybe like 15 hours of work a week, which is like not a lot, even
Yeah.
considering it. Now it's like, dude, I hop on 2 calls a week, and I'm kind of more like a manager now, in a sense, where I used to like do the thumbnails myself, write the titles, but we just recently hired a new guy, and now I'm kind of just coaching him on like the brand image and how to, because he's a better graphic designer than I am. Like
Yeah.
he crushes it, he does a great job. And then on the email side, I still am fully in charge of the emails.
Nice.
Just me and this one other guy kind of working on it. And yeah, it's kind of just like I'm all over the place with this company, but it's really fun. I would call myself more of like a consultant now than like a copywriter, or
It's
maybe like a
crazy.
manager. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I kind of just do what's needed. I think it's kind of interesting. You notice like going through your content and stuff that you talk a lot about like doing high leverage activities, and like just doing what's right and for yourself, but I think that's so applicable to your clients as well. Like sometimes they don't need emails right at that moment. You
Yeah.
kind of just got to do what's best for them at that moment, right? But yeah, when I first started, 15 hours of work a week, maybe. It was like really less than what I was doing on my actual job. Nowadays, though, maybe 5 hours a week, and
That's
that's including like hour-long sales calls. So it's really not bad at all. I love doing it.
that's wild, man. This is like a more of a fun, stupid question, but
Mhm.
making an extra 2,500 plus a month, what
Yeah.
are you doing with the money? What's the fun stuff you've been doing?
So I'm big into trading. Like that's all I
Even
do all
gambling,
day, every day.
right?
Yeah, literally. You work on courses for 16 hours a day, right? I work on trading 16 hours
Yeah,
a day. So
that's
that's
awesome.
my kind of thing. All of it, literally, almost every single penny goes straight into my trading account. I was doing the math. I could retire by 37 if I just keep literally just making 2,500 a month. And not that's without adding a single penny from today
Wow.
on, right? Which is
Wow.
insane.
That
Which
is
I'd be sick.
nuts. So you go
I
from
would, yeah.
thinking you're
And
okay.
that's making 6 figures a year just from investments, like
Wow.
literally just from investments. Obviously, I'm not gonna retire at 37. I'm a
No,
workaholic like you
you
are, you
never
know.
retiring. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta keep going. But dude, it's insane. You just feel a lot more kind of freedom, you know, because I'm not like I have plenty of time and now
Mm.
I also have plenty of money and it's like I can take college a bit less seriously, you know, like I don't really have to stress about it too much. Like if I wanted to drop out of college, I could tomorrow, you know,
Yeah.
and be totally fine. Just pick up 2 more clients, absolutely chilling, you know. But it's just so freeing, you know, like
Mm.
that $2,500 a month straight into the trading account. And if I took a friend shopping the other day, bought her a few dresses and stuff, like it's
Took a
awesome.
break, you know?
Yeah, we just gotta. That's crazy, but no, dude, it's been like I just get to take care of the people around me and myself, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's literally the dream. It's so fun.
And that's what people don't really get because I mean, online you get, it's a lot of just the gurus with the cars and the
Mhm.
traveling and all this. But dude, the best thing in the world is just knowing that you're good. Because most
Yeah,
like most people just aren't good, like they don't have money just laying around. And that's how it was for me before copywriting is I had no money in the bank. In fact, I was in debt from buying courses.
yeah,
Like when to finally have just some money, just if everything did hit the fan, like you're all right, you can take care of the family. That is better than any traveling, any car. That stuff is cool, but like, dude, just like you said, that feeling of just like weight off your back and being free for once, that you could just make some moves and no one has to tell you what to do. It's
hmm
nice. It's nice. But as much as people probably love to hear us talking about how we how free we are while they're still struggling, let's talk about like how you landed this guy. Because I mean,
yeah.
huge dream client in 14 days.
Mhm,
You're still working with him. You now moved up the chain. You're managing people for him.
mhm.
Before we get into the actual process, what would you say to people who are still like sending low value, just random hundreds of DMs a day versus doing something
Yeah.
high value targeted?
Okay, so the thing with Connor is I loved the guy. Like before I even like hopped on any interaction with him, absolutely loved him. Like I would hang out with him every day, you know. So if you're sending like outreach to people you don't like or like you're not gonna want to work with, don't even send them an email, right? That was the first thing. Really liked him, thought he was a cool guy, and I liked his personality. So it made it really easy to talk to him, you know. Um, the second big thing was kind of just like building trust. I think with your method, it's really easy to like say the right things, you know, get their attention, make them open the email and read it, you know. But
Mhm.
if they don't trust you, they're not gonna do anything about it. So the way I built trust with him is he has a product, it's a trading product, and I would just beta test it for him for free and say, hey man, there's an issue when you do this. And he says, oh, thanks. I'll go fix that right now, right? So he knew I actually cared about his company and his product and him, you know, and I could actually help him out and provide some value. So if you let's say you really like this soap maker, right? Online, they just make soaps, right? You could say, "Hey, I've noticed that other soap makers are doing this thing, right?" And you're like, "You should try it out, see what happens," right? Literally just say that and don't even like try to sell them on anything. Don't say like, "Oh, I'm a copywriter." They don't care about you. Don't say anything about yourself, right? If it works, hey, they trust you now, right? They like you, they think you're a good person, and like you help them do something, you know. And if it doesn't mean you're even if it doesn't land a sales call, like you still got a friend, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was. Like with me, it was like, all right, I just want to be friends with Connor. Like that's really how it was for me. So I was like, hey, dude, I helped you out with this thing. Check it out if you like. And I didn't in the first email, I didn't say a thing about a call, right? Hopping on a sales call. He responded and said, we got to hop on the call, right? Like I didn't have to pressure him at all.
Yes,
He
sir.
folded immediately, right? And that's what happens when you just focus on the principles of trust,
Mm.
grabbing their attention, and like keeping it real. You're it's gonna happen eventually. Like you don't even have to try if you just get it all right, you know. And that's kind of how I knew I had it down, right? Was because it was like just effortless. I just like slipped right into the company, fit right in, you know, and was able to help out a lot. Um, if it feels kind of rough for you, or like you're trying to like force them to hop on a call, or like they're reluctant or something, like
Mhm.
don't worry about it. Just move on. Find somebody else, right? But yeah, for the guys without a client, outreach is really good. For me personally, I know quantity is pretty good, like sending out a whole bunch of emails, but really just focus on one person at a time and just nail them, right? Like just make it flawless. Just make it the best outreach you've ever sent in your life. And if they say no, that's totally fine. Just there's plenty of fish in the sea, right?
And that's it, man. I mean, you nailed it on the head. Like literally, is
Yeah.
people don't realize that these people are humans, and sometimes the best outreach is just starting a conversation, just like reaching out to them if they have a product. Like ask, hey, what's going on with this product? Don't do the bait and switch method, but hey,
Yeah.
the people who you actually want to work with. Because I can tell you from having multiple clients that I didn't necessarily want to work with, like it is not fun. And at some point, the money isn't worth it. It is to you right now. If you're watching this, you don't have money, you're like, I just want money. It is right now, but in the future, like it won't be. Versus like Chad and like the other guys who are taking this high value approach is like you and this client who's now your friend, like a good friend. You're making a lot of money and you're still making money with them, 5 months later. That's insane, dude. But yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it on the head, dude. With the
Yeah,
whole
dude.
outreach, and that's what people forget. It's like sometimes you don't need a strategy, a tactic of this. Just make a friend and try to
Yeah.
help. And like you,
Literally, like me and him play video games all the time. Like half of our calls, he'll just be like, "Hey, yo, you want to hop on like Risk of Rain?" I'll be like, "I'm there," you know. So it's an actual friendship, you know. It's not like I'm just his coworker or employee or whatever. Like, nah, we're actually friends, and like that's kind of the whole thing is like if you're actually just looking for a friendship to build, perfect. Like no money in that. You're totally fine with that. And it can lead to so many better things as well, you know. So if
so
people are struggling with outreach, just try to go make friends with them. You know, don't try to be their like slave. Don't try to say, "Oh, I'll do everything for you." You know, obviously that can work. I'm
yeah,
not saying it can't work. That actually can work. But just be their friend. Just help them out. Just be a good person to them. And if it doesn't work out, that's totally fine. You know, nothing on you, nothing on them.
that's what people don't seem to get is there's literally billions upon billions of dollars in the online education space alone. And so it's only getting bigger as well. It's like multiplying. And so the amount of clients is infinite. There will never be enough good copywriters to fulfill the demand, literally. And so I think what you said about you have to be able to get results and then just make friends. Like you actually learn the skill. And which is cool how, it's why you joined the coaching, right? It's because you had the first,
Yeah,
you're like, well, crap, now I have to actually write something. Uh,
literally. Yeah.
yeah. It helps to get mentorship. But if you guys are watching this and you're broke, you don't need the coaching guys. Like that's why I make the YouTube videos. Like there's tons of sauce there. Go use them. But what would you say to someone who does have the money and is thinking about joining the program and being in a part of the community like this?
It's sick. It's really, really cool. Cause like I said, with clients, it's like, okay, you're making friends kind of to get money out of them, you know. But with the copywriting group, you're literally just making friends to help each other make more money, you know. Um, and I don't know, it's really motivating, you know. After every call, you're like, all right, I gotta go copyright for 6 hours nonstop, you know. That's kind of how it felt for me. When if I was just doing it on my own, dude, I would be so like unmotivated and be like, oh my goodness, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to copyright or do anything. But like after those calls, dude, oh my goodness, you get so pumped. You're literally unstoppable. So
There it
that's
is.
that's kind of my main thing is just being motivated. Like if you're worried about being self-motivated, join the coaching. You'll have all the resources you need and you'll have the motivation, you
Yeah.
know?
And that's what's really cool about it is like, yeah, the course and the resources and all that is incredible. But the biggest thing I didn't realize was how valuable having a community of guys who are all playing the game. It's like running up a six man on Call of Duty, like all like just killers, you know? Um,
Literally.
yeah, it's really is awesome. So I hope some of you watching this, we get to see you in there if you're awesome and you're cool as well. If not, keep watching the free stuff. But I thought this was cool because I want to show people. Well, I want to show you this. There's actually talk about community. I'm not even in there, but there's like 7 people chilling
Yeah, literally.
and they're streaming their writing so they have accountability. Like, dude, I love it. It's the best thing ever. And guys, if you're broke, if you don't have money to join the coaching, get some friends. Like, make friends in the comments. Go to my Instagram, see who's following me, hit them up. Go to the people commenting on my Instagram stuff. Just hit up people. Like, you don't have to pay to get in these groups. Obviously, it does help higher quality, but like, dude, make it work. And yeah, anything you want to just say to the audience to help out? Because obviously, the whole point of this channel is to serve the people watching. And it's cool because you were one of those people, and now you're in this position where you're just making money, having fun, living a life. So, any kind of wisdom or advice you want to kind of impart and pay it forward to the guys watching?
Yeah, kind of. Me and KJ are both very like go with the flow type of guys. Like we kind of just follow wherever the wind takes us. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like if you're like that as well, you'll be totally fine. Like
Mhm.
kind of just don't stress about making your client fit into one sort of box or like crafting your response and just be perfect. And then like I don't know, with me it was kind of like I was trying to like predict Connor's responses ahead of time and just like, oh my goodness, what am I going to say to this? Don't worry about it. Just follow what's given to you. And it'll all be taken care of. Like the more effort you put into this, you'll be rewarded for the effort, right?
Yeah.
Sure, you might have stuff to learn, but again, not too hard to learn it. Reach out to me or reach out to KJ. Reach out to people. It's always super fun to help guys out. And I mean, yeah, I would love to have more advice, I guess, but it's kind of just like, I don't know, go and do it. Go
Hey,
go figure
oh,
it out
man.
yourself, go see. Go see.
No, you've already been dropping a ton of sauce the past 30 minutes. So I appreciate it. I know the guys do as well. So y'all make sure to comment. And
Mhm.
thanks, Chad, for coming on and helping us out today, showing you guys some of the scenes, the process. But yeah, and just doing what Chad said is like, a generous person will prosper. He who refreshes others will be refreshed. So stop worrying about how you're gonna, con this person into responding to all this, and start worrying about how can you help someone. One of my favorite quotes that my dad yelled at me one day when I was a child, but he was like, "See what a man's doing and help him." And a lot of people focus on the back end of that of like, oh, what do I do to help? Do I do the sales page, whatever? But the biggest problem is see what they're doing. Like you need to actually pay attention and see what they're trying to do because that's really where the value's at. And just like Chad did, where he was already a fan of this guy, and then he saw what he was doing and he just saw a way he could help and he did. And that now spawned into, a business relationship and now friends and now he's managing for like it. You just never know where this stuff will take you if you're just there to help guys. So once again, thanks, Chad, for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for
I
having
always
me.
love talking to you, dude. We're both very chill and smiley, so it's always a fun
Yeah.
conversation.
I know, dude. It's always fun.